What is up, y'all? It's your girl, brand new, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with a Married to Medicine extra, honey. You guys have summoned Miss Robinson to talk about Miss Mariah Huck, formerly of Married to Medicine. Why did y'all want me to talk about Mariah? Y'all know I don't like her. Heavenly is my favorite. I said it. Okay, and I ain't coming up off of it. Okay, I know some of y'all rolling your eyes. You're sucking your teeth, but the truth is the truth. And the truth needs no proof. How you doing? Let's get to the bulletproofs. Let's get to the bullet points, honey, of Mariah's interview, honey, with Mr. Carlos King. So first things first, and I'm going to break all this down for y'all, honey. So first off, Mariah was supposed to be a peach holder of Real Housewives of Atlanta. She was supposed to be on season 3. That's the season Cynthia was on. So I honestly couldn't even imagine Mariah on Housewives. I know her and Nene was cool, but I'm glad she stuck to her route of trying to create Married to Medicine, because it's a wonderful show. I love Married to Medicine, you guys. It is my favorite show on Bravo. I can watch Married to Medicine for breakfast, lunch, dinner, for a snack. Like, I can watch it all day, every day, okay? Because I literally do. I just love the show. And Miss Robinson could be on the show, okay? I ain't married, but I am in the medicine game. I pass medicine for a living. Okay, so, honey, I could be on the show. But, I also, what I took from Mariah's interview with Carlos King is she basically delayed gratification, and I respect her for that. Mariah embarked upon her journey to star on Married to Medicine and sell the show. So she passed on the Real Housewives of Atlanta money, the notoriety, reach, and everything. Because y'all know Real Housewives of Atlanta is the most popular show, honey, on Bravo. Even though Married to Medicine is the better show now. And in my opinion, Married to Medicine really stepped their game up season 5. When Curtis cheated, Quiet was having issues with Dr. G. We had Simone and Cecil. Honey, everybody was having a problem with their man. And Toya, honey, wasn't getting enough sex from Eugene. Because he was working like a dog trying to pay down them taxes. So basically, the production company told Mariah they would never greenlight Married to Medicine because it's an all-black cast that would be competing against Real Housewives of Atlanta. Mariah said she put her money behind the show, and it was picked up by TLC. Lifetime loved it, but she went with a production company that was affiliated with Bravo. So what has Miss Mariah Huck been up to now, these days, okay? Mariah said that she basically took a sabbatical from social media. She has been writing, and she is working on producing some scripted shows. She's also been traveling. Her daughter is a senior in high school. I cannot believe that, honey. Okay, shout out to Miss Lauren. And then her son, I forgot his name, you guys, but I believe he's a sophomore in high school. And Aiden is still being a doctor, honey. Now, Mariah said on this interview that she felt at some point all the ladies on the show would be a breakout star of the show. And she did not feel threatened or jealous when Quad was, becoming the fan favorite. Like I said, all of them are kind of stars because each season, all of them have a way of, arriving. Okay. There were seasons when Jackie was the star. Yes, honey. Oh, boring Jackie, honey. That Curtis situation. What was that, season 5? I think Jackie was the star of that. Simone really stepped up that season with all her issues with Cecil And when I tell you, it was the most amazing moment in TV history when I saw all of those friends band together to save the marriage of Simone and Cecil. Okay, they loved and looked up to that couple, like no other, honey. They really came together to do the damn thing. And I was just so proud of that. Like, even Andy, I'll never forget, he said, I have never seen no like this. He was like, this is the realest ever. And it is. That's why Married to Medicine is such a great show, showing you the medical industry and these wives and, just their lives all coming together, honey. Okay. My issue I have with this interview, though, I just felt, I know y'all rolling your eyes and you sucking your teeth, but I didn't believe a lot of what Mariah said. I felt like she was lying. She is a liar, okay? The lying Libra, honey, okay? You ain't by yourself, Mariah. You could add Monique Samuels to that club, Robin Dixon, and a few other hussies, Giselle Bryant, too. I just felt like I didn't buy her response to Carlos talking about Quad star power on the show, and I feel like Mariah did underestimate Quad. She claims that she wanted to share the spotlight with Quad and all the other ladies, but Mariah, like, in my opinion, you went about it the wrong way. You were found to be gossiping about your friend behind her back, your best friend. Both Heavenly clarified that on the show, that you did talk about Quad like a dog. You also talked about Quad like a dog to Toya. Toya, this is before you and Toya got y'all little alliance, because that's what it was. Y'all never had a friendship. Okay, that's why you and Toya don't talk now, because it was never real. It was just for the cameras, girl. So I don't know who you think you fooling, but you're not fooling Miss Robinson. I do feel like Mariah underestimated Quad. She didn't think that this lady from Memphis, Tennessee would just come and be so likable, be so relatable, be so independent. Yeah, Quad had Dr. G as her husband to help support her, but that's what husbands should do. But look at where Quad is at now, living in that big old house that she paid for, honey, with her coins, okay? I think Quad just has a certain energy about herself, a sassiness. I love her vocabulary. Quad, in my opinion, is amazing, and I just feel like Mariah wanted Quad to be her flunky. She wanted her to be beneath her. I say that because y'all know I live by the statement, behavior reflects intention, and I just feel that if Mariah truly wished Quad well, they wouldn't have fell out like that. You wouldn't have been gossiping about her to Toya and Heavenly. You wouldn't have never said the girl was sleeping in her car. Your husband wouldn't have never got on here talking about, yeah, well, I gave her money and she was homeless, and she, like, why do y'all have to bring up the past? Quad said that her being homeless, that was another lie from Mariah, which I believe. I just feel like Mariah really acted as if she had ownership over Quad. Like, the prime example I have is when she told Quad, I think it was season 6, and they were out in Antigua, and she said to Quad, well, nobody can defend Quad up against me. I've been knowing her more than anybody. I've been knowing her way longer. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Even when it comes to being somebody's parent, you don't own that person. Okay, through the years, the person has changed. They have became their own person, and I didn't like that about Mariah. See, that's why a lot of us felt like that friendship with Mariah and Quad was never genuine. Mariah always thought she was better. Just look at her behavior. And for her to say that statement at that table in front of all those people, that's why Heavenly went off the way that she did. Like, what the hell does that have to do with anything? Okay? And I think it was about Quad and Dr. G's marriage. And Mariah got to saying, well, I've been knowing about their marriage for a long time. You not in their household. Y'all stopped being friends since season 2. Y'all tried to get it back together through the years, and y'all never was the same. The girl never could trust you because you would always end up talking about her like a dog. Then you put the story out about her sleeping with your sister's ex-husband, which I believe is a lie, because why would you turn around and be in her wedding after she did such a thing? Like, I don't even think you guys, Mariah has the wherewithal to really, like, investigate her lies. Like, she needs to do a better job of making something sound true, like making it sound believable. Okay? And to me, she misses me with that. Like, girl, you don't own this woman. Quad doesn't owe you anything. Yes, she's came up. Yes, you helped to provide her with this opportunity and the other ladies, but they don't owe you anything. They don't need to bow down to you. You were unlikable. That's why they don't have you on the show no more. You don't know how to respect the game. Okay? Yes, you can create a show. Yes, you can delay gratification and really put in the work to sell this show, but all of that may be true, but if you are not mature, if you don't know how to handle power, you will abuse it. And she abused it season 1. Because I think I heard Toya say at that reunion that Mariah threatened to fire her. And, she wouldn't be able to come back for season 2. So when you say stuff like that to people, you are definitely throwing your power in their face. You definitely feel like they owe you something, like they are so beneath you. You are the queen. Everybody should bow down. One of Mariah's biggest problems she had on the show was owning her shit. She never did. It was always, playing the perpetual victim. Now, I think she apologized to Damon, so that was cool. But you shouldn't even lied on Damon. And then you and Aiden got y'all ass down to the reunion talking about y'all had the receipts that Dr. Damon cheated on Heavenly. You don't have no such thing. And Aiden, in my opinion, he was whack. He was a weak simp. Like, check your wife. You sitting up here yelling at Damon, check your bitch, get your bitch. Remember she said that when they was out in Antigua? No, your husband needs to check you. And that's what I never respected about that marriage. She's married to Aiden because she wanted a yes man. I said it. Okay, I said it. She wanted a yes man. She wants somebody to just bow down to her and walk on eggshells with her. But child, ain't nobody got time to do that. Mariah, okay? And then she always wanted everybody to defend her. Y'all not standing up for me. And Simone and Toya, that's all they did certain seasons. Okay, that is all they did. Even Simone flip-flopped for you. Because one minute she was Team Quad. Next minute she was on your team. Okay. Trying to get you to come on a vacation they was on, season 2. Up in the mountains or something. And, you didn't come, which was good because they didn't want you there no way. And Simone was wrong for that. Like, how you go vote this girl up out the group, then turn around and invite her on the trip? And, like, child, make it make sense. When I tell you Simone was creating so much confusion, honey. Okay, chaos and confusion. I told y'all, God is not the author of confusion, honey. Simone was, okay, when it came to that. But yeah, Toya brought you back, what was it, season 5 at the Black Girl Magic trip when they was out in New Orleans. Like, she tried to have your back. She had your back season 7. You was crying and acting all huffy because Quad had accused you of doing the drugs. Girl, don't nobody care if you did them drugs. Don't nobody care about that. I didn't like that. I didn't like how she was, like, overly defending herself. And this is what I'm talking about. Because I know some of y'all is going to say, well, Quad put out a hell of an accusation out on her. Yeah, but you accused her of sleeping with your sister's husband. Okay? You accused her of that. I guess it was a police report. I guess Quad and Lake did fight, but we don't know why, anything popped off with them. We don't know if what Mariah is saying is it true? Because she has a history of lying. Okay, and she will lie. She strikes me as a person that will lie just to get you to take her side, just for you to believe her. That's like a child. Pick my side, choose my side, and it's all about me. And no, you childish. Okay, you are childish, girl, and honey, we have had enough. Mariah also used her family as a weapon on the show. You had Miss Lucy in that fight with her and Toya. She was hitting Toya all in the face. That was too much. And Mariah, you got your ass whooped, honey. Toya laid you out. Okay, and said, welcome to Detroit, bitch. Okay, I was like, come on, Toya. Toya be getting it in, honey, okay? But, you also brought Lake around. I believe it was season 7, and Contessa had to get on you about that because you was trying to use your sister Lake to intimidate Quad. So, I don't know. This was around the time that you had accused Quad of sleeping with Lake's ex-husband. And you said that, you walked in and Quad had on his shirt and she smelled like him. And then you invited Lake around, right, to plant the seeds to get people to believe your narrative about Quad. But girl, goodbye. I seen you from a mile away. Okay, so Mariah, girl, stop playing, honey, in Miss Robinson's face, and y'all just be falling for the bullshiggity, honey. I feel sorry for you, honey, okay? Now, let's talk about the positive traits that Mariah did have on Married to Medicine. I love when she told Heavenly, you need to pressure wash this brother Tucker. That was so funny. I love Mariah's style. Her outfits would be on point. The colors she would wear would, just look really nice. I liked her no nonsense attitude. I felt like she had great comedic timing, especially for season 6. Y'all go back and watch that season. Mariah was hilarious with, a lot of her one-liners she would do. I really love that impression that she did of Contessa. Y'all remember at the Pajama Jam they had where Toya and Quad got into it because Quad didn't want to share her divorce details with Toya, So, y'all remember they all did impressions of each other, and I felt like Mariah's impression of Contessa was spot on. Like, she had these shoulder pads on, and it was the way she was walking, it was so funny. I like that during this interview, Mariah said something thought-provoking. She said it wasn't about securing the bag. when it came to Married to Medicine. It was about securing the legacy. I love that. I love that. I was like, yes, Mariah, I am here for you when you say things like that. Now, how I feel Mariah self-sabotaged herself on the show, how she became an outcast of the show. I felt like sometimes her shade, it was, just downright nasty. I didn't like what she had said to Jackie about Jackie not being a mother. Well, you're not a mother. You don't know. And it's just like, girl, come on. This lady don't physically have to have a baby to know how a mother would feel about, certain situations. So, like, girl, like, and that Jackie had a miscarriage. And, like, I felt like she should have been more sensitive to that. She was a liar. She was. We would catch her in lies. Bravo Andy would catch her in lies. He had to really hold her feet to the fire. I believe it was at the season 6 reunion. She kept talking about she had receipts on Damon. She didn't have no receipts. No, it has gone too far and our husbands are in the middle of it and I don't want to destroy a family. I never said I didn't have receipts, but it's no. I remember another reunion, I was looking at, and she was coming at Quad, and Quad was like, well, I could take a lie detector test. No, I'm not taking one. This is ridiculous. I think they wanted her to take one for the drugs. She didn't want to do that, but she did that little hair sample thing, honey, and honey, it didn't look like they was pulling her real hair. It looked like they was pulling that weave, okay? Heavenly called that out, and honey, I am here, for what Heavenly said. I just felt like she was going too far, like to prove that she had never did drugs, when, girl, people either love you or hate you. Don't nobody care like what you have did, how many cigarettes you smoked, how many blunts you done hit. But Mariah took me out, honey, when she was at that reunion and said, I don't even do hookah. I was like, honey, not the hookah. What's wrong with the hookah? Okay. I feel like she really shot herself in the foot just when she just always played this perpetual victim. The whole your mama thing with Heavenly was annoying because Mariah would act as if like she was the victim, okay? Like, what more do y'all want me to say? Like, she act like Heavenly, like she wasn't ever nasty to Heavenly first. You would be nasty to Heavenly, Mariah. I think I was like watching an episode, I believe they was out of town, and Heavenly was, I think it was season 6, and Heavenly was getting ready to confess to, about her relationship with Damon. Because remember season 5 when she hosted the couples trip, she was not as like forthcoming about their marriage, and she didn't want to share anything. But season 6, she was getting ready to open up, and Mariah had like walked up on her and like tried to scare her, like stuff like that. When it's a serious moment, you can't do stuff like that, Mariah. But then always, want to play this victim. Oh, Heavenly said this. She said your mama is elementary. Like, come on. Well, Heavenly was so wrong for that. Heavenly used that response to drive Mariah crazy and get under Mariah's skin, and it would work. And Mariah would weaponize her mother on the show. The mother would talk about quiet like a dog. She jumped in with that fight with Toya. Like, the mother, Lucy, was just way too much, way too ghetto, honey. Okay, on the first floor. Okay, yes, Lucy was on the first floor. Just so nasty and so rude and belligerent, honey. I didn't like that mother, that sister of hers. Mariah shot herself in the foot by not being likable and by being too exhausted, and always like not being too exhausted, but being too exhausting, I should say. Like, that is tiring to deal with somebody day after day. They always want you to advocate for them, like they are this victim. And she said your mama, and she would always run to Simone and the girls in the group. Why y'all not getting on Heavenly? Why y'all just do all this to me? And girl, they know how Heavenly is. And she's saying your mama because you done said or did something to disrespect her. But because you don't own your shiggity, they can't hold your feet to the fire for that. Okay, that's the same thing with how she blew up at Toya. I think it was season 6. She was unraveling, you guys, really bad. Just when I would think that Mariah was getting herself together, she would do even more and more to unravel and blame Toya. Because I think Toya was like, well, Heavenly and Mariah, you know, both of y'all are childish. Like, this beef y'all got going on is going too far. Y'all husbands is getting involved. They about to fight. Because they was about to get into it. But no, what did Mariah do with Toya's words? She weaponized them against Toya. We ain't taking responsibility and accountability for that. All of that is on them. She blamed Heavenly and Daddy and Damon. She blamed them for all of that. Meanwhile, you at the table, though, breaking a damn glass. Okay. And she got to the reunion. Oh, I don't know why, you know, I broke the glass. First off, when you broke that glass, you meant to break that glass. Like, stop lying all the damn time. It's so annoying. It's exhausting. It's like, stop playing in our faces. That's when Mariah loses me, you guys, because I seen the look in her eyes when she broke that glass. And she was trying to scare Heavenly. Okay, what did you tell her? I will, not Cinco de Mayo, but she said something about chopping up Heavenly or something. Okay, chop her up and serve her on a platter. Okay, she said something like that. Pinko, something. I forgot how to say the expression. Y'all can put it in the comments, but y'all know what I'm getting at. Like, girl, like, what is you doing? No. So Mariah, at the season 6 reunion, told Andy, I don't know why I broke that glass. I think the glasses, you know, they were thin. No, See, that's what I'm saying. You don't own your ish. And then y'all be up in my comments wanting me to go up for somebody that's playing in my face. Okay, not today, and tomorrow don't look good either, honey. I'm not here for the foolishness, honey, okay? So, yeah, it just got to be very exhausting with Mariah. And, you know, she always wanted, you know, somebody to take her side and stand up for her. Let me say this. When you are a grown woman, okay, you don't need nobody to stand up for you all the time. Okay? You don't. Well, y'all taking this person's side and y'all all coming up against me. They're trying to hold you accountable for what you have did wrong. Same thing with season 5 when she came back and they was out in New Orleans. And they was trying to get her to take accountability for her behavior. And then she said something like, well, I've forgiven you guys, but it was never, well, I'm sorry, ladies, that I said or did this. It was, you had to forgive them. Like, Mariah be saying stuff thinking we don't see and hear what she's saying. Girl, if you don't get up out of here with that. But I'm going to get ready to read some of the comments, honey, and respond to some of these comments, honey, okay? So one person says Mariah is a star. Her personality and star power is out of this world. She deserves to be back on the show she created. That's the problem. Y'all want somebody with bad energy that don't take any responsibility or accountability for their behavior back on a show where she is not needed. Now, one thing I did disagree with was replacing Mariah with Anila. What the hell? That don't make no sense. I didn't understand that move. Now, yes, Anila added something different to the show. She was Indian, and she exposed us to a different culture. That was good. That was refreshing. I kind of enjoy her husband, honey, more than her, honey. I love Kieran, honey, how he used to get Eugene together, honey. Okay, but yeah, no. They never allowed her to host trips, and they gave Heavenly more creative control than Mariah, and she was EP. See, y'all keep trying to weaponize her title, which it came out, it was a vanity title. Because if this was really her, whole shiggity, if they really needed her, she would have been on the show, but she burned so many bridges. Okay? And I don't think Andy, at the end of the day, ended up caring for Mariah. I think he saw how she would handle questions at the reunion. Another thing I want to bring up. Remember, I think this was season 6 too, when they were talking about her religion. Y'all remember that dinner that she had for Ramadan, and they were talking about Quad. She was in denial of that. She was arguing with Andy when it came down to that, and Andy was like, girl, you and your family, y'all was dogging out Quad. They was trying to allude to the fact that she's a hoe. And I'm gonna say this really quickly while it's on my mind. I believe that Mariah put something in Toya's head about Quad being a whore and being around married men. And that is kind of why Toya, it seemed like she turned on Quad and start acting like, you want a Eugene. You remember all that stuff last season? Well, and then when Quad got divorced from Dr. G, all of a sudden Toya didn't want her in the group. This the same person, though, that was crying when Quad wasn't coming around telling them all her business. Okay, all her divorce business with Dr. G. And y'all seen Toya huffing and puffing in her confessional. Quite supposed to be my friend. I keep finding out all her business in the blogs. Honey, you are not a friend. You was never a friend. Friends don't treat friends like that, sweetie. Friends don't try to get friends voted off the show. Okay? As soon as that girl was in the process of getting a divorce from Dr. G, Toya got to saying, I don't think she should come on couples trips. Since when can't a single woman that had been married for over 5+ years, shared her marriage with the show, since when can't she come on a couples trip? I remember Simone and Jackie was looking at Toya all crazy, like, girl, you are so fake and phony. Okay, that's why Quad don't see it for Toya. I wouldn't trust Toya at all. After all that chiggity she was saying at that reunion, this past reunion, child, I would be so done with big booty Toya, honey. Now let's get back to the comments, honey, okay? But yeah, back to Mariah. Mariah didn't want to take no accountability at that reunion. Nah, it was a 3-hour long dinner and they edited some stuff out. Girl, you was talking about quiet, but I told them to stop. Yeah, you eventually did, but then you was messy and said when Ramadan was over, they could continue to be nasty and talk about Quad and allude to the fact that she's a whore. Okay? Period. Like, girl, like, it's the lack of accountability that is not attractive. Okay, so the person says the production team at Purveyors of Pop mocked her by replacing her with Anila. It enrages me the way they blatantly disrespected her. She filmed the first 2 pilots herself on her own dime. The production company encouraged and fostered an environment where Mariah was always the target. Once again, y'all feeding into the bullshiggity, and it's disgusting. The women knew how much the producers hated her, so they never built a genuine relationship with her. Maybe it's because she would lie on them and be nasty to them. Okay? And she always expected everybody to just go up for her. Like, if she really cared about anybody on that show, she would still be in contact with Toya and Simone at least. She's not in contact with them because her likeness for them was strategic. It was strictly about being on the show, having an alliance with them for the show. That was her strategy. Now that the show is not in her life no more, she doesn't have any use for them. Okay, she lied on the interview, in my opinion, and tried to make it look like, nah, they still on the show. It ain't no hard feelings, and I'm just so busy, and we ain't had the chance to talk, and maybe the people at Bravo don't want them talking to me. Girl, you don't see it for them people, and you don't want nothing to do with them because they are still on the show, and you are mad that you are not. Okay? She never deserves the disrespect that she got. And then this person went on to say she casted all of the women, including Heavenly. What the hell does that have to do with anything? Okay? That ain't got... Well, she gave her an opportunity. So what? Is somebody supposed to kiss her ass every time she walked by because she... casted them to be on the show? Their profession is really what got them casted. Heavenly being a dentist. Okay? Jackie being a doctor. Simone being a doctor. That's what helped them. Yeah, they had relationships with her. But honey, if this was just the Mariah's show, the show wouldn't be going into their 10th season. And to me, I'm going to say this. I didn't even have an affinity for anybody. Like, when I started watching it, Mariah wasn't even on the show. I didn't even know she was on the show. And I think when I started watching it, she was off the show because she started coming in at the middle, right, of the seasons. So it's just I never noticed her impact is what I'm saying. When she came back, and I think I really got into Married to Medicine season 4 and then really got into it season 5. Yeah. And they didn't even need her for that season. Everything was going good. I'm telling y'all, before Toya invited her on that trip, everything was good. And once she came around, it was like this dark cloud. Her and Aiden. And then she's in a relationship with a simp that won't check her. Okay? She picked him out accordingly, honey, because she knew if she got a brother, honey, they would check her. Put her in her place. And you need that sometimes as a woman. You need to be put in your place, not so much put in your place, but you need somebody to challenge you and your behavior and keep you honest and make sure you are growing as a woman. But all Aiden would do is play along, honey, with her temper tantrums coming out to the stage. I remember season 6, and he was, I got the receipt. You ain't got nothing. Shit, you barely got that damn hair transplant that Mariah made you get, honey. That was funny. That was funny when I was watching the show. Mariah was like, Aiden, honey, you gonna have to do something with that hair, honey. So, honey, that Mariah is crazy, honey, okay? Another person says, I love Mariah and the show is not the same without her. It's better, okay? Now Anila is gone. I'm glad she gone. I love, though, Mariah and Heavenly getting into it, honey. That's better than her and Quiet, right? Because we don't know who telling the truth or what. Well, we know Mariah lying, okay? We don't really know about, what Quiet is saying, but I ain't never known Quiet really to be no liar, okay? And I know y'all gonna have a problem with that. But I love Heavenly and Mariah together. I even checked out the interview they did together on Hollywood Unlocked some years ago. It was really good. And they were both talking about what they both bring to the show. But to me, when Mariah and Heavenly would get into it, honey, it was good. Another person says, As a loyal fan of Married to Medicine, I almost cried watching this interview. How dare the producer and the network treat Mariah like that after all she did? Child, y'all need to quit. I don't want to even read a post. Y'all comparing her to Nene. She is not a Nene Leakes. I'm sorry. She was good for the show, you know. She could be entertaining, you guys, when she wasn't playing the damsel in distress, the perpetual victim. When she wasn't in character for that, honey, she was good for the show. Other than that, honey, they don't need her or her ego or her bad attitude, honey, okay? Another person says, I really miss Mariah and will never understand how or why Bravo kept Quad after her numerous vile and disgusting lies. How y'all know she lying? Okay, how do y'all know she lying? Y'all see Mariah lie all the time, and y'all, yeah, I'm Team Mariah. She's so perfect. No. Okay. And I saw the interview that Carlos King did with Heavenly. And Heavenly mentioned she helped Quad get back on the show, because y'all know Quad be running late, honey. And I am an avid watcher of Married to Medicine, and Quad, honey, you do be running late. Okay, wasting folks' time and stuff. That is something that's very disrespectful and irritating about Quad, honey. Another person says those women did Mariah wrong, especially with the drug allegations when Jackie didn't look at the test. Jackie didn't want to be in the middle of it because she don't know what's true, what's not true. And Toya was already going up for Mariah, and I know some of y'all would be like, well, Jackie liked Quad more. It ain't even about who liked who more. I think with that specifically, Jackie wanted to stay out of it. Because honestly, that was Mariah putting Jackie on this pedestal, trying to get her approval, and then want to accuse Jackie of acting all hossidity and, you know, like, girl, figure out what you go do. Okay, but Jackie was like, run away from me with this, and I don't blame her. Like, quit. Like, I don't want to be in the middle of y'all bullshiggity. Another person says, I will not get off my chariot to throw tomatoes at you, honey. She said that to Quad, and guess why she said that? Because she felt like she was better. Y'all got to pay attention to the messaging that people put in they sentences, honey. Okay, I know y'all like that little quote, but honey, she was trying to put Quad in, you know, in a pit and put herself on the pedestal. Okay, I'm just saying. Another person says, I love Mariah's confidence. Thank you, Carlos, for having her. So another delusional person says, I think the demise of Mariah and Quad was not what the women did to each other, but from other people getting in their ears and hyping minor situations up. Once again, y'all keep trying to overly defend Mariah. Y'all don't keep her honest. Y'all don't hold her accountable or responsible for her actions. She was malicious to Quad. Therefore, Quad got malicious with her. Okay, it is what it is. You could tell Mariah really wanted the friendship. So why would she talk about her best friend like a dog behind her back? Why would she tell everybody the girl was homeless? Why would she tell everybody the girl was using Dr. G? And was being... I didn't like what Mariah and Toya pulled at that reunion of season 6 when Quad and Dr. G both said they were violent with each other. Both, go back and watch it. Both Mariah and Toya was trying to defend Dr. G. Don't say he put his hands on her. Clearly he did. Quad said he slammed her to the ground, took the battery out of her car. See, I didn't know all of that was going on when Dr. G was, you know, acting like Ezell off of Friday. La, 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 la. I want a baby. I want a baby every season. I want to give that nigga no baby either. Okay? He needed a felony, okay, for all that bullshit he put Quad through. And then to add insult to injury, honey, he cheated on the woman. Okay, like, child. And then y'all up here, well, Dr. G, he coming back to the show. He got a new woman. I do not believe that Dr. G has changed that quick. I do believe it will be interesting to see him and his new fiance on the show. But I don't feel like a man changes his stripes. He's not going to be this horrible husband to Quad and this wonderful man to this new woman. Only time will tell, okay? Hopefully he's learned from his mistakes with Quad. And I'm not saying Quad was perfect in the marriage either, but in my opinion, Dr. G was worse than her. Like, yeah. I also don't like when people be like, Quad used Dr. G, and was she supposed to be broke and struggling with him? Like, she wasn't supposed to benefit from being in a marriage with a psychiatrist? Like, child, bye. She's supposed to come up. That's the problem in the black community, honey. Y'all are slave-minded and you got a poverty mindset, honey. Miss Robinson ain't got that type of mind, honey. Okay, you supposed to come up with whoever you deal with. You better make sure there is something in it for you. Okay, how you doing? Oh, somebody made a comment. Oh, I miss Mariah and her presence. I remember when she said, do I need to bring the receipts, baby girl? She never had no receipts. Like all that lying. And even Toya called her out on her lies. She was like, girl, do you really have any receipts when it comes to her? Like, girl, what are you doing? This is Toya saying that to Mariah. Nah, well, she be saying stuff about me and she be saying stuff and she be, and then Toya had to tell her, well, just keep it to what you've heard. Don't be like coming up with stuff out the blue, which is what Mariah would do. Mariah had the big head. She felt like this is my ship and I can lie. Okay, it's my show and I'll lie if I want to, lie if I want to, lie if I want to. You would lie too if it was your show too. Dun, 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 dun. I know y'all go drag Miss Robinson, honey, but I had to make a point. Okay, now real quick, I want to switch gears a bit. I want to read the comments, honey, that y'all put with the interview Carlos did with Heavenly, honey. That's where really Miss Robinson got upset. Okay, so one person says the ratings prove that y'all still need Mariah. Girl, this show is still good without her. It's sad how no one on the show gives Mariah her flowers. They ain't about to give her nothing. They don't like her. Do you give flowers to people whether they deserve them or not, to people you don't like? Like, make it make sense, okay? Make it make sense. Child, I lost my train of thought. My heart stopped. Like, child, I lost it. When Carlos asked Heavenly, y'all remember the interview he did with Heavenly? I guess she was talking about the beginning of season 9, Married to Medicine. Do you think Toya is great for the show? Heavenly, I think Toya is excellent for this show. There's no way in hell you're gonna find another B to sell her dream home and rent another one. Child, when Heavenly said that, honey, I was here for it, honey, okay? I wanted to find something on here where y'all was blaming Heavenly for constantly coming for Mariah for no reason. Child, I wanted to read that comment so bad because I know I responded to it. But yeah, I wanted to say something about that. I can't even find it. Like, I wonder if they removed it. But she never came at Mariah for no reason. That's that whole thing with the your mama situation. She never said your mama to Mariah for no reason. I'm talking about Heavenly. She always had a reason, because Mariah would always talk about how bad Heavenly looked and she looked like a fish in the face, and Child, Heavenly is beautiful. Have you seen Laura? Have you seen her son? Shout out to Zachary, honey. Miss Robinson got a little crush on Zachary. Okay, he is grown, honey, now, but she got some beautiful children. So I never liked that about Mariah, you guys. Like her talking about Heavenly, just making it look like Heavenly was so beneath her. And of course, we know when Heavenly came on the show, her hair wasn't together. She wasn't the most fashionable. But Heavenly admits to those things. Like, those are not her strong points. But she has gotten it together, honey, these last several seasons, honey. Okay, I think Heavenly really stepped her look up. I want to say about season 6, yep, on up. Like, she really got herself together. I liked her dress and her look at the season 5 reunion. I'll say season 5 on up. Like, Heavenly really stepped up everything. And Heavenly is beautiful, honey. And she is married to Daddy, honey, who has Miss Robinson's birthday, honey, July 15th. I will be doing a reading on Mr. Daddy, Damon, and Heavenly. I still will be doing birthday readings, you guys, on all of the castmates. We're going to keep that going, honey. You can join the membership to get those birthday readings. I will still be putting those up over there. But honey, that's all Miss Robinson got to say about this, honey. That's all I got to say about all of this, honey. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this here video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.